Duffy has been red hot for the Rays, hitting .372 over his last 20 games. Today, Matt leads Tampa Bay up against slugger Manny Machado and the Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 from the Trop. We welcome you to an afternoon of Rays baseball. The homestand continues. This series with the Orioles in the middle game of the three-game set. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, this Rays team has been a streaky bunch indeed. After winning 6 in a row, they've dropped 4 of 5 and scored more than 2 runs in only one game. That was 6 when they beat the Red Sox, and they're hoping for more offense. They're hoping the rest of the offense can follow the lead of Matt Duffy.
I want to tell you something. You go back to late April, and since then, Matt Duffy has been streaking, and I mean streaking in a very, very good way out of that lineup. Last 20 ball games, the first thing that jumps out at you, outside the average, .372 average, 11 of them have been multi-hit efforts. And I'm going to tell you something. It's because he's not afraid to use the whole field. He stays inside the ball very, very well, lets it travel, and all the while still able to jump on mistakes like that right there. And so you hope that's one of those approaches that will last and can be sustained. So he's had some success against Cashner. Let's see if he can keep that up here this afternoon.
Well, the pitching matchup, Andrew Cashner will be on the hill for the Baltimore Orioles, and Ryan Stanek will make his first pre-leaf appearance, technically his first major league start, as the Rays counter the right-hander Cashner with the right-hander Stanek, at least to start this game through the first few hitters. The question is, who's going to come out of the bullpen to close games? And when we come back, we'll get an inside look from Michelle
been the talk of the town, and one of the big question marks from that move is who will fill the void from Alex Colome's departure. So let's take a look at who our options are, who will be the Rays closer. We have lefty Alvarado, who has been outstanding, Chaz Rowe, who has spent time as a setup guy, and then of course Sergio Romo, who has 84 career saves to his name. Here's manager Kevin Cash on his closer candidates.
I think it's going to be pretty fluid. The good answer would be maybe we'll do a starter in that, start the bullpen, bring a starter in to close. I'll talk to Archer here after I'm done with the session, but we're going to use Alvarado, we're going to use Rowe, we're going to maybe revisit Romo, but I don't think we're in a position to sit there and name a closer right now. We've learned over many years of doing this that games are won and lost in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, and we want to be prepared to use who we feel is best equipped to get those out right then, and then we'll figure out the 9th when that time comes.
Well, when we come back, it's Ryan Stanek making his first career start. Andrew Kashner on the bump for the O's in Game 2 of the series. Dwayne and BA have the call in just a few moments. Stay with us.
Ryan Stanek heads to the mound for the Rays here on Star Wars Day at the ballpark. May the force be with you, the Rays and the Orioles. In the middle game of this series, here's the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Trey Mancini is going to lead it off for this Baltimore ball club. Then Adam Jones will hit second, followed by Manny Machado. Jonathan Scope is the cleanup hitter at second. Danny Valencia in at third with Chris Davis, the DH. Joey Rickard in right field. Andrew Susac will do the catching, and Craig Gentry is in left.
Well, making the start here this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be right-hander Ryan Stanek. See what he's done on the season. 6 games all out of the bullpen. Now, he was a starter, University of Arkansas, in his first couple of seasons in the minor leagues. In fact, in 2016, had 11 starts with Montgomery. But obviously they thought with the big fastball and lack of a consistent secondary pitch, a move to the bullpen was for the best. However, those secondary pitches have been coming around, and hopefully we see him sharp out here for the first couple of innings.
Ray's hoping that Stanek can have a quick first inning here, a successful first inning, and then go about having a little fun today. So let's see if that can be the course of action. Here's Mancini, and Stanek's first pitch. Big fastball right by him at 98. Well, there's a good start.
And just split the plate right there. And Trey Mancini, who you know was sitting dead red fastball right there, just couldn't catch up. And they just threw the ball off. That may be headed to Cooperstown.
The lineup card with Sergio Romo's headed there.
It is, from his first major league start. To the Hall.
1-1 now to Mancini. History in the making.
I'm going to go see it.
Ground ball chopped to third. Duffy makes this play, and the throw to first in time. So that's one away.
Well, let's set the Rays defense for you. See how they're going to line up this afternoon. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Rob Ref Snyder, Malik Smith, and Carlos Gomez. Across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, and Brad Miller. Wilson Ramos will handle the catching duties.
Gomez in right. Boy, do we have a surprise for you when he takes that cap off. Now Adam Jones steps in.
He's not messing around.
He's not.
Not in the least.
And 99 up and by him, strike one. Jones hitting .279, had 3 hits in the game last night and a run scored. He got the Orioles off and running when he scored a run in the first.
Let's take a look at a quick scouting report, Dwayne, on Adam Jones. Raking road trip. He is hitting .368 on this trip, now in their 10th game, but through the first 9, he's got 14 hits, 38 at-bats, couple of home runs, 7 driven in, or 7 runs, 4 driven in. And I'll tell you something else. He has been raking the Rays. The second part of that, he's hitting .429 in 7 games against the Rays this season. He's hit in 11 straight against them. He's an all-or-nothing type guy, tough to walk. You know he's going to be swinging the stick, and right now he's finding the holes on the road trip and against the Rays.
Pitched low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, he's been the one guy in Baltimore over the past few years who, if you had to zero in on the identity of this Baltimore ball club, it would be Adam Jones.
Yep.
Just a little piece of that one, reaching for it. Foul ball.
Well, this is his 11th season with the Orioles. You wonder if it's his last season with the Orioles. The contract comes up at the end of this year, and you wonder if he's going to be able to be signed back or he's going to move on. But he has been a staple of this organization.
And the pitch fouled back. Just good old hard ball right there, 100. And the pitch fouled.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to know that you could reach back and just go triple digits? And here it is.
And a swing and a miss. Tried 100 again and threw it by him. First strikeout of this game comes on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
Boy, he just poured this thing into the zone. Nothing fancy about it, just overpowering. Those fingers stay behind the baseball and drive it to its spot.
So 2 up, 2 down. Now Manny Machado. Machado has 3 prior at bats against Stanek. He is 1 for 3. Mancini, who grounded out, was 1 for 2 coming into this game. of Stanek, and that really is about it. There's a foul ball that dislodges the mask of Wilson Ramos. We'll see Machado ranks this year, having an unbelievable year in his walk year of his contract, looking toward free agency.
And doing it from the shortstop position. You know, wanted to make that move. The Orioles accommodated him.
1-1. Well, this year you saw all those numbers with 5th best average, 4th in home runs, and with men in scoring position, he's hitting .450.
Wow.
And a cut to miss, 101. You talk about letting it go. That's exactly what Stanek is doing here in this first inning.
Light that radar gun up.
And a cut and a miss. He came back and strikes him out. Boy, you go 101 and then come back with that pitch. Good luck. 3 up, 3 down. Stanek with a couple strikeouts. Adam Jones at 100, and then this pitch set up on the prior pitch at 101. Miller, C.J. Crone, and Joey Wendell, the top 3. Down the middle, Wilson Ramos, Matt Duffy, and then Malik Smith, Robertson, Gomez, and Rev Snyder, 7, 8, and 9. All against Andrew Kashner. First pitch skied toward left center. Gentry over from left to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, Andrew Kashner will be making his 11th start of the season. He picked up that second win his last time out. That was against the White Sox. Went 5 innings, gave up 2 earned, 4 strikeouts. The Rays, they have seen him 1 time, and that was a season ago as a member of the Rangers. And he gave up 3 earned in 6 innings in that ball game and picked up a win.
Well, here's C.J. Crone. Crone with 11 home runs. Boy, he had that hot stretch. Tough to get out. You couldn't keep him off base. And he's trying to find that since that career-long 25-game on-base streak. He's gone 2 for 20. The pitch is down. It's 1-1. And action in the Rays bullpen. Anthony Banda loosening. A 1-2-3 first by Stanek. Pitch is low. Now 2-1.
Well, if you're using last night as a guide, you would assume that Stanik's going to go out there and face Valencia, or Scope in Valencia.
A little looper into right. That's going to fall for a base hit, and Crone is aboard. It's a nice way to maybe break out of things and get another stretch rolling.
Now getting the ball out into right field, and that was a big part of that streak that he was on. He's got a lot of power, certainly a lot of strength, and can drive the baseball, but he would take some balls the other way. This one working its way down and in. He stays inside it, Matt Duffy style, really. Flares that ball out there, and you're right, Dwayne, maybe that gets him going.
Hey, you talk about the Baltimore lineup. They've been pretty much day in and day out, the first 5 guys right-handed hitters. And that's the thinking here in the starting of Stanek in this game and Romo in last night's game. Now a strike to Joey Wendell.
Well, knowing Buck, he's not going to let you change his lineup. Just, I mean, even if he wants to. No. I'm throwing out the same thing. We'll deal with it.
Nothing in 2 to Wendell.
This is where it's a little bit different for Anthony Banda. Trying to time his routine, because you never know how long this inning may take, and then the first couple of hitters, the next inning.
Up the right side, that ball will be a fair ball and down into the corner. Stays in play. Crone's going to hit third. They'll wave him around. The throw will be to the plate, not in time, and into third goes Wendell. Braves take a 1-0 lead. Wendell got that one to rattle and stay in play down in the right field corner, and he chases home Crone.
But pretty remarkable when you see where the pitch location is, that Joey Wendell was able to keep that ball fair. It's a breaking ball working its way down and in. You see it gets kind of around it and out in front. Usually when you're out in front like that, you're going to end up pulling that ball just a little bit foul. But he kept his hands inside it long enough that that ball stayed pretty true. Or at least some of the hook was taken out of it, and he kept it fair. What a great job. And C.J. Crone getting his cardio in.
So the Rays do break out in front. Man at third, 1 out for Wilson Ramos, and the infield is up for Baltimore. Down and away, 1-0.
I think this is more about Wilson Ramos and hitting the ball on the ground than it is Cashner. He's not a big ground ball pitcher, but Wilson Ramos will put it on the ground more than a lot of hitters will.
Especially so far this year for Cashner. This one is down. His ground ball rate's a little over 37%. For his career, it was over 49%. So there's a big difference, something different going on with him this year than past years.
You think about maybe the sinker not quite as effective, or you're just not able to get the ball down. But you're right, huge change. You do not want to become a fly ball pitcher at Camden Yards.
And a wave and a miss there. He got that one drowned, some bottom falling out. 2-1. Pretty traditional complement of pitches for Cashner. You see on deck Matt Duffy.
And he stays with a pretty consistent mix. Nothing really jumps out. You'll see some guy that, they'll throw 20% sliders, but it'll be 40% with 2 strikes. He keeps a pretty consistent mix across the board in all counts. There they are.
That fastball, a combination of the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer in that count. And a base hit into right field for Ramos. Wendell scores that ball toward the corner. Ramos going to dig for 2. He is safe. Oh, now he's out. He ducked the throw, got in there, overran the bag, and tried to get the hand back on the bag, and Machado tagged them out. So he drives in the run and could not hang on to the bag.
And they're taking a look at it. He just ran out of gas heading into second base. This ball up and away. He just reaches out and pokes it into right field, gets it into the corner, and he's thinking, this is it. I'm getting that double. Joey Rickard fires it in. You see a little evasive action there, and then the tag to the chest before that hand able to get back to the bag.
So 2 gone with 2 runs in. The pitch is a strike to Duffy. I'll say this, Jim Reynolds got a pretty good right there in that out call.
Well, these guys, they stay on it. I mean, that's the one job that you have, is to, and they know with replay that they have got to be definitive and they've got to be right most of the time. And boy, he was all over it.
Duffy tried to hold and did. 2-1. 3-1. Well, technically, Ramos gets a double out of that. He was on second, and that's a case where sometimes a guy takes a base and gets caught as he rounds it. Well, he just was past it and tried to get back. So they give him a double, and he's out 9-4. Drives in a run.
You don't want to see that starting. That's another out on the base pass.
That's right.
It really
that
hurt the Rays
last night.
Last night, yes, it did.
And that takes care of Duffy. So the Rays are finished here in the first inning. They do pick up 2 runs on 3 hits, and it was Wendell and his drive back into the right field corner that started it. 2-0 Rays. Run, so the Rays have a 2-0 lead. He scored when Ramos was caught off second base. Now the first pitch to Jonathan Scope is a ball low and away. Scope hitting .242, 5 home runs. And now cut and a miss, 1-1. That first inning for Stanek was impressive. He got Jones on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball up, and then got Machado. He threw him the prior pitch at 101, and then struck him out swinging on a changeup. There's 98 and a swing and a miss by Scope. That's some changeup.
Listen, that changeup was a good fastball for me, and that changeup had more movement, which is it makes you sick.
90
when the guy can,
great movement,
right? Just tuck the ball back in his wrist, and throw it harder than you can with more movement.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he has better hair. Tell you. Right there, right there. I mean,
90 again.
Yeah, and you know what? But in all seriousness, when you think about the fastball in his role, coming out there 98 to 100, 101, and then to be able to come up with a changeup. We've seen the slider. You know, he starts to get those pitches in order. Think of the weapon he will be at the back end of a game.
Now swing and a miss. He fires that one at 99. Scope is out on strikes. Boy, that's some high heat right there. I know he hit 101 to Machado, but that whole sequence there and the reaction to Scope, it's 99, but it appeared to be even quicker than that.
It's coming off the changeup.
Yep.
You know, when you slow a guy down with the changeup below the zone at 90 and then gas him at 99, yeah, it looks about 104. I'm not sure if they even know what that looks like unless you face the kid from St. Louis. But
and Danny Valencia into center field. Alex Smith on the run is there to make the catch. Well, Valencia not wasting any time, making contact on the first pitch, and Malik Smith running it down. So 2 gone. Kevin Cash is on his way to the mound. So an inning and 2/3 here. Stanek faces the first 5 right-handed hitters. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Over 70 unique scratch-off games. So add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Well, you got to love the work that Ryan Stanek did in starting this ball game. He was going to face the first 5 guys, and what a job he did getting that fastball up to 101 miles an hour. How about that changeup right there at 90? Great downward movement. 99, climbed the ladder once again. That was coming off of a changeup, and then hand the ball off to Kevin Cash. Go ice it down.
And Anthony Banda is the new pitcher for the Rays to match up against Chris Davis. Ball 1. Well, pretty impressive pre-leaf performance here by Ryan Stanek.
You know, and that was the first time in a couple of seasons where he absolutely knew without a doubt that he was going to pitch. You know, even as a bullpen guy, and you're out there every day and you're live and ready to go, you don't know if you're going to pitch.
No.
You don't know. They call down and maybe you sense the way that the game is flowing. But going home last night knowing he's going to pitch, and he came out and answered.
You know, you can't help but think. 2-2 now to Davis. You can't help but wonder. You saw Stanek there start. Was as good as we've ever seen him for an inning and 2/3. And you think about transferring that to the back of the game. I mean, that's just absolutely shutdown stuff right there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, just overpowering dominant with all 3.
Yep.
You know, we saw a slider or two, but that changeup and the fastball obviously kind of stole the show. But man, you know, especially now with Alex Colomé being traded, you know, Kevin Cash is going to be looking for different options, different matchups.
Well, you heard Cash in that little segment with the pregame when he's talking with Michelle there, full count, and how they're going to approach this. And right now it's matchup. Hey, if the big hitter is in the 7th or 8th, maybe even the 6th, you're trying to shut him down. Now a walk to the left-handed hitting Davis. And then at the end, they'll worry about the 9th when the 9th comes, but there are the candidates.
Well, you know, you've got Jose Alvarado, overpowering lefty. He can get it to triple digits, good breaking balls. Chaz Rowe, you know about him and the slider, and Sergio Romo, same thing. The arm angle and the slider, different styles of that pitch, but you know, Romo certainly has the pedigree, 84 career saves, those giant teams, World Series teams, but he's now become you know, starting pitcher. He's going to start again tomorrow. 4th start of the season. How about that?
He got to 4 starts in a hurry, didn't he? Want to know, Rickard pops it up foul.
They still call this baseball, correct? They haven't changed the name yet.
That's it. That's why, you know, we wonder, what do you call a guy, you know, whether it's the opener that's been kind of the front running tag for those guys.
I like your pre-leaf that you dropped.
Well, it's not relief, so it's pre-leaf. There's a swing and a miss by Rickard. 1-2. And strike 3 call. Fastball right there. Catches Rickard looking. No runs, couple strikeouts in the inning, a walk and a man left. We go to the home half of the second, 2-0 Rays. In the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. First pitch to Malik Smith is in there for a strike. 0-2. Sharply hit past Machado. Kind of a late dive by Machado there. The ball hit sharply, and Smith is aboard.
Well, interesting too. You know, Cashner does a great job of jumping out in front of Mallex Smith, and then way too hittable of a pitch was thrown there. And you know, Mallex Smith, here he goes. I mean, it's 2-strike count, 0-2 count, right down the middle. And you know, Manny Machado, a little slow out of his setup there, not able to get to it. Probably wouldn't have mattered anyway with Malex's speed.
Daniel Robertson. It's a pitch upstairs, 1-0. Mallex 6th in the league in stolen bases with 11. Only 1 steal against Cashner, and Mallex a little awkward getting back to the bag that time. 1 steal and 3 caught stealings.
You just can't take your eyes off of them. You just got to stay locked in. You never know what you're going to see. That's a big lead. That's the one thing that you know here at Tropicana Field. When you see that base stealer get out there and that left foot is in line with that cutout or a little bit beyond it, that is a good sized lead. See that left foot gets out there close to the edge of that cut. Yeah, there you go. That's as big a lead as we've seen him take all season.
Ground ball, right side, base hit. Mallex will round second, go to third, and the Rays will have men on the corners to start the second inning. And as we mentioned at the outset, the Rays have had some problems scoring runs during this little 4 out of 5 tailspin, but they've come out swinging the bats today and already have 2 runs and a big threat here in the second.
You know, another guy right there staying inside the baseball, being helped out with the fact that Mancini's got to hold Mallex Smith on, and now Dwayne, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 4 the other way. Wendell pulled his, that's it. Everything else has been to the other side of the field.
And here's Carlos Gomez, just activated.
He's not going to show us, is he?
He's not so far, but sooner or later that helmet's going to come flying off. This pitch is a bit wide. 1 ball, no strikes. You know that. You know, there's a cut or 2 here. That thing will go flying.
Hey, he'll slip up.
Swings, it pops it up, foul. Mancini makes the catch.
They may throw that helmet right now, so stay tuned. That ball got in on him. You know he's itching to swing the bat when he's in the lineup every day. You give him some time off and put him out there, he's going to cut it loose.
Hey, there you go. Look at that. It turned out to be a shade of green.
Meant to be. He was going for white.
Yep.
Trying to turn that white. And ended up in that grayish green. He says he gets poked fun at that he's like a coach on the team. He's such a vet.
And there's a line drive off the bat of Refsnyder. He's going to drive in a run. Smith crosses the plate. Robertson up to second. Refsnyder picks up his second run batted into the year. Makes it 3-0. He got it over the outstretched glove hand of Jonathan Scope, who was trying to leap high enough, couldn't get there.
That's that sinker. You see it running in. That's now 5 out of 6. You know, another hitter that stays inside that pitch and just soft serves it out into right field. I'll tell you, they have come in, and you get the feeling now this is part of the game plan. They know how Cashner likes to pitch. They know he likes to use that sinker in on righties, and instead of trying to pull that and rolling it over, they're staying inside of it and being able to hit it the other way.
Well, 6 hits the first time through the lineup. And here in the second inning, Brad Miller gets his second plate appearance of the day. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Rays so far. Robertson second, Ref Snyder at first. Fastball fouled back, 1-1.
I tell you, it has been feast or famine for this Orioles starting rotation.
Yep.
You know, you see the number of quality starts that they've been able to put together, and it's pretty impressive when you look at their ERA. So they have either gone out and thrown the ball extremely well, like they did last night with David Hess, or it's been a really, really tough outing.
1-2 the count on Brad. Well, if he wants to turn that from green to white,
yep,
there are a few people pretty close by. Just put them next to him, let them talk to him. It'll turn his hair white in no time. There are a few folks around here who'll do that to you.
I want.
That'll get it done.
We can see if he's here.
2-2 the count. It's kind of a good look. He's still not happy, is he?
No, and yeah, I think probably with the hair, you can always touch it up. You can add a little bit more product. Not happy about that pop-up, but he's going to get a few more opportunities. He's got to be thrilled at the end of the day to be back in the lineup. That's for sure. The kid loves to play.
Yep.
Loves to play hard. It's the only way he knows how to play.
And a great presence in the clubhouse and on the bench. Sometimes might irritate you if you're the opposition, but if he's in your dugout, in your clubhouse, you like it.
Yep.
Cut and a miss. Miller is out on strikes. Got him out in front.
Really, really good job there by Cashner pulling the string. Been a tough start here, but this is a big-time pitch. The traditional changeup. See how long that ball stays in the zone? We talk about that in a lot. You know, it appears to be a strike. The hitter's got to commit, and all of a sudden, it's not there anymore.
C.J. Cron takes the pitch a little wide. Cron got the initial base hit off Cashner, and that led to the first of 2 runs in the first. The Rays have added a run in the second inning. Two 2-0.
How do you like the Memorial Day home uniforms?
I like them. I really like them.
Yeah, I like the accessories that come with them. The sleeves, the wrist.
I like the caps too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a liner into right center. That will score Robertson. Ref Snyder's hitting third. They're going to wave him to the plate. It's going to be a double, and the Rays pick up 2 more. Cron is 2 for 2. The Rays make it a big inning here. They scored 2 runs in the first, and now they have 3 here in this inning.
They continue, Dwayne, to follow the same blueprint. Here comes the ball. He's trying to get it in. Cron stays inside of it. He goes the other way with it. I mean, that has been the theme here in the early going. Either, what, 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7 hits. Only 1 hit's been pulled, and that was Wendell, and that was a breaking ball.
So the Rays with 5 runs. How about this for a number? When the Rays score 5 or more, they're 19-1. Oh, strike to Wendell. They have 5 right now. Boy, this is what they've been looking for the last few days.
Well, it appears my work here is finished. I think I'm going to head out. Just take it home from
cruise
here.
The rest of the way.
Watch some soccer.
1-1. 19-1. How about that?
That's impressive. That is impressive. You know, 5's
all you got to
good.
do is score 5 runs.
Yeah, you're right.
A pop-up foul, and that will carry out a play. So it's 1-2. Well, a 2-run first, a 3-run second. Cron's in scoring position. And a chopper on the right side of second. It's Machado making the throw. So the Rays add to their lead. 3 more. It's 5-0.
Disabled list, and he showed up to the ballpark today with some lime green hair, and according to him it was supposed to be white. We asked him why earlier. Take a listen.
I mean, like, I tried to make it white, but I don't know how the women do that, man. Like, that stuff burn. So I'm in the process to make it white. I don't know if I'm gonna finish. I might become tomorrow one red or blue. I don't know.
What's the reason?
I mean, try to look like my dad. My dad is completely white hair, so I just try to look to him.
Well, in all seriousness, he is happy to be back, and he told the media that he hopes his absence was not noticed because he tried his best to still be around with the same energy as before, and he said he worked twice as hard during this DL stint to heal and get back, and he hit 2 home runs in an extended spring training game yesterday, so hopefully that carries over to today, guys.
All right, well, it's the Rays off to a great start here, and Carlos Gomez wants to be a part of that in the worst way. He has all that energy, as Michelle mentioned, and we talked about a little bit during his at-bat. He does bring a lot to a team aside from his ability. His athletic ability is pretty evident, but just his presence is very important.
You'd be hard pressed to come across him anywhere, you know, at the field, away from the field, where he is not smiling and enjoying himself.
Yep.
You know, those kind of guys, they light up a room, and then you combine that with the fact that, you know, he's a very energetic, enthusiastic guy on top of that. And so just a barrel of fun.
I'll tell you what, if he's just patient, which he's not, but if he is patient, that hair will turn white. Take it from a guy who knows.
Oh,
just enough time, it'll turn white.
See, I skipped right over that. I never got to the hair turning white. It's just gone.
Well, Bonda made quick work of Susac. The catcher struck him out on the mid-90s fastball. There's a ground ball by Gentry, and Robertson at short handles that. So 2 up and 2 down. Strikeout and a ground out. We go to the top of the order for Baltimore. Trey Mancini. 1 ball, no strikes to Mancini. Came into the game hitting .246. And now Bonda comes right back with a strike. Missed with the fastball there, a little bit wide. I'll tell you, if a hitter doesn't step out, Bonda's going to go in rapid fire pace. Oh, what a great stop by Robertson. He gets up, makes the play. Oh, what a stop and what a throw. Great play all the way around. Stamp that one with a star for Daniel Robertson. And here's another look at the backhand. What a play by the young infielder, Daniel Robertson. 5-0 Rays. And Wilson Ramos taking a breaking ball, and that's a little bit off the plate. Ramos hitting cleanup for the Rays, followed by Duffy and Smith. Well, I tell you, that play by Robertson to end the top of this inning, what a play, number one, on its own merit. But if you're the Orioles and you're down 5-0 and you hit a ball like that, infielder makes a play, you're going, really? I mean, we might as well just pack up the bats and balls. We'll go home.
They can come over to my place because I'm headed there.
Yeah, why not? Soccer and everything.
Barbecue. Yeah, right.
2-1 the count here on Wilson Ramos. That was just a beautiful play by Robertson. Now a hard hit ball, line to left by Ramos. Gentry will cut it off, and Ramos hangs on at first base. Take another look. Our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game already.
That ball was blistered, absolutely blistered, and the backhanded diving short hop, but then you got to make the throw. He laid it in there nice for Brad Miller. Wow.
Watch him get to his feet. Love that.
No step.
Stop. Get to your feet. Throw. It's all good. Now Matt Duffy. A ball, no strikes. Rays with 8 hits now. Duffy came in the 7th leading hitter in the American League. It's fouled away. 1-1. Everybody wondered about Duffy coming back, missing all that time, what it would be like for him. Had a couple of little hiccups along the way physically. Took a few days, came right back. And here he is in the top 10 in hitting right now. and strokes this one into right. That will be caught, and Ramos will be doubled up. He was better than halfway down to second base when Rickard made the catch and the toss to Mancini on the double play.
Yeah, just an aggressive read there by Ramos. You know, he's trying to get a full head of steam. Matt Duffy's going to drop that ball in there, but Joey Rickard, you got to credit him for closing like he did. And once you commit to second, there's no chance for you to get back at that point.
So the bases are now empty with a couple of quick outs right there. And here's Malik Smith. He takes a strike. Alex opened the second inning with a base hit and scored the first of 3 runs in that inning. He tried to check but went around. That call demonstrated by Mike DeMuro, who is working the plate. It's fouled back. Still 2 strikes.
Now, the one thing that you've noticed here outside of the Rays' approach against Cashner is an awful lot of fastballs that he wants either in or away. Either place ended up down the middle of the plate. A lot of hittable pitches.
And a swing and a miss. Malik Smith out on strikes. We're headed into the 4th inning. It's 5-0 Tampa Bay. Draft room exclusively for Rays season ticket holders. Blends hospitality and comfort, offering local craft beers and signature food items. Tropicana Field's premier destination exclusively for Rays season ticket holders. The Republic Bank Draft Room. Call 888-FAN-RAYS for information. We're moving on to the 4th. The Rays have the lefty Anthony Banda out there. Ryan Stanley worked an inning in 2/3, and Banda opening the 4th. It's a foul ball straight back off the mid-90s fastball for a strike. And Jones, after that big cut, takes a little stroll around. Banda likes to work quickly. Chop left side. Robertson makes the throw to first. Jones is out number 1. Let's go to our Toyota inside look. Well, this is the Rays' way of handling the bullpen. And it's a little different when you look at the workload, number of pitches.
Well, look at you got 13 appearances that have gone at least 3 innings and at least 50 pitches. 6 times they've gone at least 70. And so, you know, it's just one of those years where it kind of forced into it. They were always going to have a bullpen day, but the injury to Nathan Eovaldi threw that into disarray right at the end of spring training, where all of a sudden it became 2 bullpen days. And then on top of that, you get the injury to Jake Faria, and you know, a lot of moving parts. But these guys, you got to credit them for answering the bell. Nobody has complained, anything to help the team mentality.
And by the way, word is we're supposed to see Eovaldi at the beginning of this road trip in Oakland. So we'll see when the Rays make that official. But there's some discussion about that. Jones is grounded out. Machado with a count of 2-2. Ground ball. This one for Wendell. And the throw to first. 2 up, 2 down. That's 4 consecutive ground balls. Vonda came into the game, walked a man, then struck out Rickard to end the second. Got a strikeout to open the third, and since then 4 ground ball outs.
Yeah, pitching like a veteran, you know, working quickly, trying to get, you know, almost trying that theory, try to get that out in 3 pitches or fewer. Guys are up there swinging the bat.
Ground ball to short. Robertson up with this one, and Scope is out of there. So a quick 4th on 3 ground ball outs. 5-0 Rays. Well, the starting pitching for Baltimore has been an issue. 27th in earned run average. They've given up the long ball, last in OPS. Average a big part of that. Daniel Robertson leads off. Cashner's first pitch was in there, a strike. Robertson singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Chopper. This one has Valencia backing up, and he cannot make the play. Backing up, and that ball would not be played as it popped away from Valencia's glove.
Well, that was already going to be a tough play because that ball's hugging the line, and he's got to give ground to get a better hop. Now you're going to have to throw it from there with Robertson hustling up the line. And that becomes a very deep throw, but all a moot point because he's not able to glove it.
Leadoff man aboard for the Rays for the 3rd consecutive inning. Now Carlos Gomez. Fastball low and away. Gomez fouled out to Mancini, the first baseman. It is only at bat so far in this game. Ground ball headed to second. Scope, Machado won and across the bag, and Mancini can't handle the throw. Robertson forced at second.
Boy, that play looked to be doomed from the start. Actually, not the start. The ball off the bat, it looked like it was going to be pretty standard and one of your easier double plays, but the toss by Scope, the timing was a little bit off, almost a little bit too early, and Machado then forced to have to reach, get the base, and then throw on the run sidearm, a little bit low, a little bit wide. Just an ugly, yeah, you see that flip was just a hair early. And took Machado right out of rhythm.
Ref Snyder taking a strike. Yeah, off the bat you go, that's a cinch double play.
I had to bring out my eraser. I'd already written it down.
It's the first time you've used that eraser this year.
I don't write down a lot.
Now strike two, 0-2, fastball in there. Ref Snyder with a base hit in the second to drive in a run, eventually scored the third run of that inning. One on, one out. And he takes this one up the right field line. That's a fair ball. Gomez will dig for third. Throw back towards second. Now he stumbles rounding third, and we have a rundown. It's a third baseman, Valencia, now to the pitcher. And Gomez out between third and home. He got a little aggressive and thought about trying to take advantage maybe of a misdirected throw, but committed a little early and is caught in the rundown.
Yeah, and Matt Quatraro is holding him up the entire time. Look, he hasn't picked him up yet until right there. And that's when he goes into the slide, and by then it's too late. And how about the Rays? Just like last night, have already given away 3 outs on the base paths here tonight. Had 3 last night that were costly. And boy, yeah, Carlos Gomez not happy at all. But you could see as he was coming into third base, he was late picking up Matt Quatraro, and by the time he did and went into his slide, Orioles were onto him.
So a man at second on the base hit by Ref Snyder. 2 outs. Here's Brad Miller. Pitches high. So that goes 9-4, 5-2, 5-1 with Cashner getting the put out.
I'm going to call him right now.
Pitch disappeared on Miller. It's 1-1. Well, the Rays have picked up 10 hits off Cashner. Miguel Castro is up in the bullpen for Baltimore. It's upstairs, 2-1. So it's been challenging afternoon for the right-hander out of TCU. There's a horned frog out there on the mound. Pitch is high, now 3-1. He is, by the way, he hails from the fastest growing community in the United States, Conroe, Texas. He was born in Conroe.
Why do I know Conroe?
It's north of Houston.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Fastest growing, huh?
It is, yep.
Oh, there's plenty of room in that state.
Yep, there's ball 4. Yeah, they've had a bunch of fastest growing communities at one time or another. For a while, Katy was.
Spent some time there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, worked out there.
That's it. Yeah, they've got a really nice workout facility out there.
Well, there's action in the bullpen. A lot of pitches here in the early going. You can trust your gut, pick the right player, and get one step closer to winning $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS. Miller has drawn the walk. Snyder's at second, 2 men on, 2 men out. C.J. Cron, who already is 2 for 2. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Cashner last year with Texas was 11-11. With a 340 earned run average. It put together a pretty good year for the Texas Rangers. It's been a struggle here so far in a Baltimore uniform through now 11 starts. He came in 2-5 with a 472.
And you know what? I would bet you that you start to look back at that ground ball rate.
Yep.
And that being so dramatically different, it's completely changed the type of pitcher that he is. And when you do that, and you're relying on that sinker to get you balls on the ground, use your defense, and all of a sudden now your defense, quite frankly, isn't that good, and you're giving up a lot more balls in the air, and you're pitching half your games at Camden Yards, it's a bad combo.
Mm-hmm. Check swing. Check down with Mark Wegner, the crew chief at first, and he confirms that Cron held up.
Even if you look at his splits, you know, you look at when he pitches at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, he's 0-4 with a 5.35.
Yep.
Much better on the road. Except today's not going to help.
Yeah, he has just walked Cron back-to-back walks. The bases will be loaded for Joey Wendell. And it was Wendell who opened the scoring when he chased home C.J. Cron in the first inning with the ball hit down into the right field corner. Wendell picking up his 3rd triple of the year already. Shift on in the infield. Wendell chases this one, strike 1. Change up, had some dip to it. Skied this one toward left center. Jones coming in, taking charge. He's got it. The Rays will leave the bases loaded without scoring a run. We go to the 5th, 5-0 Tampa Bay. Chevy dealers. By Eldorado's Memorial Day sales event going on now in all El Dorado furniture showrooms. And by your local Ford dealers. Anthony Banda back to the hill for the Rays after a 1-2-3 fourth. Andy Valencia opens the 5th inning for Baltimore. 7 in a row retired by Banda after the walk to the first man he faced. That was Chris Davis. The first pitch here is a strike to begin the 5th inning.
Anthony Banda, Dwayne, almost catches the ball standing on the rubber. I mean, he's already back on there, ready to go. Makes Yarbrough look slow. We know how quick he works.
I love these two guys.
Oh.
I mean, Yarbrough last night, very impressive. There's a shot that's headed toward the deepest part of the ballpark for Valencia. All the way back into that corner. Malik Smith makes the pickup, and now the throw to third will get away. Bonda's going to chase it to the front of the dugout, and Valencia winds up at third. I don't know what it is about that guy, but Valencia is just murder when it comes to hitting against the Rays.
Boy, he gets a change up there too, and he just sweeps it deep into, and that is the little crook out there in deep left center field. You get it out there and you're going to run, and that's exactly Valencia decides right there to go for 3. That ball gets by Duffy and Banda, by the way.
So he's at third. First hit for the Orioles, a triple. Chris Davis looks at a strike on the outside corner. And laid on the fastball at 96. And 3 pitches takes care of the DH, Chris Davis.
And you know what? That's one of the holes in Chris Davis's swing, and we've seen that exploited over and over again over the last few years. That a good fastball up and in, and watch the swing here, how tied up he gets. When just everything doesn't look comfortable. I'll tell you what ends up happening too.
That little tap is a foul ball.
And what ends up happening too, and you're gonna do a little split screen of Chris Davis here on the right side, current, and on the left side you see the front hip on that right side, or on the left side. As he's going through that thing, the front hip stays closed, and you can drive and power the ball the other way. Now all of a sudden here, because you've been beaten by so many fastballs in, look at that hip leak, because now you got to try to cheat to get to that pitch. It leaves you susceptible to the soft stuff away. So you get beat enough in with the heater, and now you got to cheat to get to it, you're going to start to fly. When you start to fly, all of a sudden you open up the whole outside part of the plate, especially soft.
Yeah, you just can't reach it.
Can't. You're gone. Your hips are gone. Your power's gone, and your swing ends up getting shortened. But that first one, you know, that hip stayed somewhat closed. It stayed closed long enough that a pitch away he was able to drive the ball away.
Yeah, and the game really amazes you, because a small thing like that translates into a big difference. Really, whether you're going to be an effective hitter or not.
Yeah, well, and that's where the adjustments, you know, come in.
And Rickard is out on strikes. Nicely done right there. And him out in front.
I'll tell you what, how about the runner at third, nobody out, and you go punch out on a 95-mile-an-hour heater, and then look at that dandy of a changeup. That is a pretty pitch and a great location.
Andrew Susak, the catcher. And the fastball up by him, strike 1. That's how he finished him in the 3rd inning. He's off the pitch up. And it's 1-1. Valencia down at third after the leadoff triple. Now it's 1-2. Anthony Bonda, just 24 years old. Got a very good demeanor out there and works quickly. Up again. 2-2. Gentry on deck. Susak at the plate. And a ground ball headed to short. Robertson up and out with the throw. Leadoff triple. 2 strikeouts and a ground ball. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Rays.
Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're taking a look at Andrew Moore, the 23-year-old right-hander acquired from Seattle in yesterday's trade. He was the Mariners' second-round pick in 2015. He spent part of last season with Seattle's big club, 11 games, a 1-5 record, and a 5.34 ERA. He will report to AAA Durham with the Rays. Guys.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. So he'll be at Durham in the rotation there. First pitch here in the 5th to Ramos is a ball. Cashner's still out there. Well, we heard last night from Eric Neander, who spent some time with us, talking about the right-hander they acquired. Got a couple of pitchers from the Mariners, but Moore they really like, and they think that he's very close to being an important contributor at the big league level.
Well, command, control, not overpowering with the fastball. Obviously plays that, fastball changeup combo, and does it very well.
Almost on the ground to Valencia at third.
I'll tell you this, Dwayne. I saw some still photos and some video of him throwing. He creates some leverage. He creates some serious leverage where he gets that front side up. And
that's the deal. We're talking about Andrew Moore coming over along with Tommy Romero.
This is right here, the issue right there. Tell me what's wrong with that picture. It was the last time you saw Alex Colomé with a hat on straight.
Yeah, that's right.
That doesn't even look right. It doesn't even look like him.
Duffy grounding it to short. Machado throws him out. So a couple of quick outs here in the 5th. Yeah, that doesn't look natural.
No, it's not accurate. It makes him look like a different person.
The base is empty, 2 gone. Cashner out here working the 5th. The Rays have 5 runs, 10 hits off him. And Malik Smith on his way to the plate. Just down 1-0. One. Two-one count. Two and two the count. Rays have out hit Baltimore 10-1. They lead 5-0. And now the count is full. It was 0-2 at one point. Now 3-2. Swing and a miss. Malik Smith out on strikes. Down goes the helmet. 3 up, 3 down. Rays lead this game 5-0. Open this game, set the tone. An inning in 2/3, 5 up, 5 down, 3 strikeouts. Topped out at 101. Got a strikeout on a great changeup. And then in the bottom of the first, Joey Wendell tripled home the first run. The Rays scored 2 in that inning. Added 3 in the second. Double by C.J. Cron. A big blow in that inning, and the Rays carry that 5-0 lead on to the 6th. Greg Gentry tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul. Well, Anthony Banda has been very impressive here against Baltimore, taking over for Stanek. He walked Davis and then struck out Rickard, and has been very, very good, retiring 9 out of the next 10 hitters. And he has Gentry out in front. Boy, the way he's firing that fastball and that changeup, it makes it even more effective.
He's fun to watch. I mean, really pitching pitches to contact, and there he
doubles up that time.
Yeah, you know, and that's what, you know, it's so effective when you are willing to double up on a pitch. You know, you don't do it all the time, but you double up on a changeup here. That's something the entire dugout is talking about. That, you know, Gentry's going to be thinking about next time he comes up there. You know, you double up on the fastball in. If you're one of those guys that'll just go fastball in and then right back out away, it won't take the league very long to figure out. Once he comes in, fellas, he's going back out away. That's why you got to double up on that pitch time to time.
Ground ball back to the mound, grabbed by Bonda, and the toss over to Miller. 2 gone. 2 up, 2 down.
He just continues to work quickly, pound the zone, use his defense. When he is getting strikeouts, he's getting them, you know, quickly. Kevin Cash feeling comfortable again.
Yeah, he's got his favorite spot right by the bat rack.
It's his throne, I think you could call it at this point. Sending his minions off to do his bidding.
There's Adam Jones stepping in. 2 gone. Base is empty. Want to know the count? Jones has struck out and grounded out to the shortstop, Robertson. This one skied out of play down the right field side. 1-1. Two outs into the 6th. The Orioles have picked up 2 base runners, a walk to Davis, the triple by Valencia. That's a strike. That pitch up. Jones started, tried to stop, and could not. Into the dirt. 2-2. Toward right center. Gomez and Smith converging. It'll be Carlos Gomez to make the catch. We go to the Rays half of inning 6. 5-0. Sign up for the official Rays credit card, available exclusively through Suncoast Credit Union. New card holders who are approved and activate their Suncoast Rays credit card get 2 complimentary tickets to a 2018 Monday through Friday Rays home game. Leading off here is Daniel Robertson, driving this one deep into right, going to bound off the wall. Rickard gets the carom and his throw back in, not in time. Leadoff double for Robertson here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And for the Rays, that is hit number 11, hit number 3 on the day for Robertson.
Yeah, too many to count at this point, but how many of them have been the other way? Here's another one with power from Daniel Robertson. Boy, drives that ball out to deep right center field on a fastball, really, that was right down the middle. But he gets it up off the wall, and a quick start here for the Rays in the bottom half of the 6th.
Now Carlos Gomez. Pitch is down.
Well, I would like to know how many. How about that?
Rays topping the chart when it comes to opposite field hits.
So we're not crazy. I mean, they do it as well as
Yes,
anybody
they do.
we've seen.
Yep. I don't know if I'd go that far as to say we're not crazy. We just happen to be right this time. 2-0 the count on Carlos Gomez. Gomez reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning, so he's looking for his first hit. Goes back active today, fouls it back. 2-1. Left-hander Scott up in the bullpen for the Baltimore Orioles. Tanner Scott. Pitch is low. 3-1. Scott, by the way, has a big arm. He has high velocity with his pitches as he warms in the left field bullpen. Gomez turns away from that one and takes ball 4. First 2 men aboard in the 6th inning. Tomorrow, it's one of the biggest races of the year as Kevin Harvick looks to make it 3 in a row at the Coca-Cola 600 on Fox. It all starts at 5:30 Eastern, or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Rob Refsnyder 2 for 2. He's gone the other way twice today with his hits into right field. Takes a strike. As its season's average up to 200, the on-base percentage is respectable at 365 because of all the walks he's drawn. Now he's sprinkled in some hits. 1-1.
Well, getting a chance here to get into the lineup a little bit more frequently. And we've seen it all season long, whether it's Daniel Robertson getting out there a ton, Johnny Field, Malik Smith after Kiermaier goes down, and everybody contributing.
Snyder behind in the count, 1-2.
Daniel Robertson has played his way into you cannot take him out of the lineup.
No.
The way that he works the zone, and
Yeah, he's great at the plate, and he's been great wherever you put him defensively. There's a 0 ERA as well.
That's right. More importantly,
Pitch is high, 2-2. Yeah, you have 2 position players leading the staff in earned run average, Johnny Field and Robertson.
that's not too good.
Might have to get them in the mix.
Why not?
Yeah.
Start a game, go an inning.
Yeah. For the right matchup. As Field said, he's under hitting speed and a lot of separation.
Yeah, he pitched.
Yeah.
Moved the ball around, changed speeds. I think his range was what, 85 to like 60?
Yeah, I think so.
Low 60s.
It's been fun to watch too. Johnny Field getting a chance.
Yeah.
And ball 4. Refsnyder draws a walk on for the 3rd time today, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Buck Showalter is going to make the walk to the mound. He has the left-hander primed and ready in the bullpen. 5 innings plus 3 hitters in the 6th for Cashner. Ball to the bullpen by Florida Lottery.
For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
It's the end of the afternoon for Andrew Cashner. 5 innings plus 11 hits, 5 runs, responsible for 3 men on. Brad Miller will face the left-hander Tanner Scott, making his 9th appearance. Comes in and throws a strike.
That's that arm you're talking about, a little 97-mile-an-hour dart to start things off.
Down and in, it's 1-1.
Well, the Orioles, they bring the infield in, not all the way in. They're approaching it. I'll tell you, open yourself up here for a big inning by the Rays. Nobody out, bases juiced, and those fielders that close.
It's 1-2 to Miller. 4th plate appearance of the day for Brad Miller as he stands in there in the 6th inning. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Robertson doubled to begin the inning. He's now at 3rd following back-to-back walks to Gomez and Refsnyder. A little bit of that one staying alive on the foul ball rolling away from the plate. Every spot in the lineup has been on base in this game for the Rays, with the exception of the number 5 spot where Matt Duffy is. Duffy's been red hot at the plate. Rays have led 5-0 since the 2nd. Now bases loaded in the 6th. Swing and a miss. 98 on the fastball, and Miller is out on strikes.
That's a tough matchup. You know, Scott's got a good fastball, very good fastball, a good slider on top of it, left on left, and he just climbs the ladder enough to get it over that swing.
Wave and a miss by C.J. Cron. Boy, after seeing that fastball, you have to be ready for that.
That's what would lead to that swing right there. C.J. Cron gets the slider and just kind of takes a little half wave at it. And now you recalibrate and say, listen, I got 2 more to work with.
Side 1-1. Again, he has Cron out in front. Ball 2 strikes.
And then slider again.
Cron is singled, doubled, and walked. A couple of runs batted in, a run scored. He fouls it, the fastball in. The count remains 1-2. Rays left the bases loaded in the 4th inning. They're stranded 4. They left 1 on in the 3-run 2nd. Bases filled with Rays base runners in the 6th. Ground ball foul outside of 3rd. Scored 2 in the 1st. The RBIs belonging to Wendell and Ramos. And then 3 runs in the 2nd. And a cut and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded. They're still that way with 2 gone.
Well, that's what Tanner Scott has the ability to do, is miss bats. And so you get the strikeout on the fastball with Brad Miller, and then the slider had given C.J. Cron trouble throughout that at-bat. Pick up another one. And now you're that close to getting out another bases loaded situation.
Left on left. Scott against Wendell. And there's strike 1.
Boy, the break on that slider is so late. That ball came humming out and then all of a sudden took a right turn.
Scott just 23 years old. 24 in July. Right back with another one, and he is up on Wendell. He's on the verge of having quite an inning here and putting up quite a stop to the Rays lineup. After they've loaded the bases with nobody out, they're loaded 2 gone and an 0-2 count to Wendell. And a cut and a miss. A good slider right there. And boy, there's some good pitches as Scott strikes out the side, leaving the bases loaded onto the 7th. 5-0 Rays.
And look what he's done. Came out with 2 outs in that second inning, and since then 4 1/3, just the 1 hit, has not given up a run, 5 strikeouts, a walk. Primarily has been getting it done with the fastball, changeup, setting a good pace out there, keeping this Oriole lineup off balance. You know, it reminds you an awful lot of what Yarbrough did to this lineup in yesterday's ball game. Similar, the fastball, a little more velocity here with Banda, but the fastball changeup combo working out quite well.
Well, he has a challenge to begin the 7th. Manny Machado leads off. Pitch is down to him. Machado struck out against Stanek and now faces Banda for the 2nd time. Banda got him on a ground ball to second. Fly ball into right center. Gomez on the run. Going to be over his head, off the wall. Smith is there to play the carom, and it's a double for Machado to begin the 7th inning. His 14th double of the year.
That ball just would not come down. Manny Machado got so much backspin on that ball. It just carried and carried and carried. I thought Gomez was going to have a chance to run that thing down. But boy, he gets the bottom part of that baseball and creates a ton of backspin. And watch this thing just carry.
This is the 2nd time today the Orioles have put the leadoff man aboard in an inning. Valencia tripled in the 5th inning, and then Banda proceeded to strike out Chris Davis and Joey Rickard and get Andrew Susac on a ground ball to end that. Now a double by Machado. Jonathan Scope with a strikeout and a ground ball to short on the day is up here now. This one is shot up the right side. That is a foul ball, just by a foot or two beyond the Rays bullpen. Strike 1. That will make her afternoon. Souvenir right there off that foul ball. Rays do have some action in the bullpen. One and one. Right-hander Chaz Rowe, but El Nuno is the lefty. Too low. Holding up. On deck, Valencia, who is always tough for some reason against Rays pitching. Chopped to short, tough backhanded pick. Nicely done by Robertson to get Scope. Robertson shining defensively again and getting the first out.
Boy, Daniel Robertson, have an afternoon and evening. My goodness, this chopper right here, these can be a little dicey, but how he backhand that short hop and then of course gets the throw over there to Brad Miller. But I'll tell you, he's showing himself quite well out there. Shortstop here in today's ball game.
Well, he made that play back in the 3rd on the ball hit by Mancini. That was just blistered out there to 105.5 miles per hour. And he made that play in the 3rd. Now a nice play in the 7th. Danny Valencia, and the first pitch is a strike. Valencia picking up his first triple of the year. Triple to center field in the 5th inning. One and one. back there just a little bit. Foul ball off to the right of the plate. Catching a part of Ramos. Mike DeMuro calling the balls and strikes. Tough territory for catchers and umpires. Castro up again in the bullpen. Mike DeMuro. His father Lou was a major league umpire as well. Swing and a miss. Valencia is out on strikes. So 9 strikeouts for Rays pitching. In fact, Mike DeMuro's father Lou called the no-hitter, called Jim Palmer's no-hitter against Oakland back in August of 1969. There's our good friend Jim Palmer in the Hall of Fame class of 1990.
It's going back this year.
He is. Every couple of years he goes back.
Keeps him humble.
Yes, it does. Always great to have him drop by the booth and spend some time talking about the game. One and one to count. This pitch is down. 2-1. In fact, the duo of Lou and Mike DeMuro. Mike called the perfect game, Roy Halladay's perfect game, back in 2010. And I think the only father-son umpires to have called no-hitters behind the plate. His dad had Palmer's and Mike had Halladay's perfect game. 2-2 the count to Chris Davis. Machado at second. On to pitch away from getting out of this situation. Pitching around the leadoff double. Ground ball. That's going to go through the left side. Rev Snyder will charge it. Machado is going to score. Throw back towards second. And Machado crosses the plate. Davis driving in the run to make it 5-1. Ground ball through the left side.
Found an opening. Got a fastball that wanted it a little bit further away, and he stayed down and threw that one. Able to find some room to work with over there, and that's going to get him a run batted in. Rev Snyder thought about it for a minute. Came up like he wanted to try to get Machado. Thought better of it.
Yeah, keep Davis at first instead of second with 2 outs. Joey Rickard up there. And that's a strike. Popper, shallow center. Wendell out from second base has the call and the catch. Retiring the side in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. It's 5-1 Tampa Bay. The action, exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group in the private party area just steps away from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting group sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or emailing group sales at raysbaseball.com. Miguel Castro is pitcher number 3 for Baltimore. 1 inning for Scott. He came in with the bases loaded and struck out the side. And now Castro.
Well, he's on for the 19th time. He's worked 28 2/3 innings. Strikeouts, 13 walks.
Wilson Ramos, who's been on base twice. He's 2 for 3. Leading off here. Rays lead now stands at 4. Ramos misses the fastball at 96. So some heat coming out of this Baltimore bullpen. First the lefty Scott, now the right-hander Castro. Predetermined there.
Yeah, you know, the slider, the sweeping slider, you think about Castro, you know, tall and lanky, and he's got that really good arm whip.
And strike 3 called.
Uncomfortable at bat right there. You get the heater to start you out, a slider that sweeps well off the plate, and then one that actually ends up backing up and catching the inside corner. You see Susac wants that ball down and away. That works like the Mike Jackson, the old Mike Jackson front door slider.
Yeah.
Well, how good was he with that pitch?
He was outstanding out of the bullpen.
Had the hat tugged down way over the face.
Yep.
Mean looking guy. Chance to play with him is not nearly the mound demeanor.
Oh yeah, it was completely different.
Yes.
Yeah. He was, I may have mentioned this before, a little foul ball back at third there. I've been blessed to be around this game a long time, and he was the first guy to make me feel a little older than I really was.
Oh boy.
He grew up in Houston. And when he was in Seattle, he came up and he said, man, he goes, I used to listen to you do the Astro games when I was just a kid. I said, yeah, get away from me.
Yeah, thanks.
But boy, you're right about that slider.
He threw it right at your front hip.
Mm-hmm.
That was his target, his aiming point, and he'd throw it right at your front hip. You would lock up. You really couldn't commit to it because it's almost coming at you.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, that late little movement to the inside corner.
Ground ball third here. Duffy digging hard, but he's out. Valencia 2, Mancini 2 gone. 2 up, 2 down. Yeah, pitchers who can do that, I mean, they make it very uncomfortable for hitters.
And you don't see it a ton, but you're right. It's like the changeup, the inside changeup. You know, you're so used to a fastball. If it's coming with that kind of a spin, you're thinking fastball. You know that, and 95% of the time, 90% of the time, you're absolutely right. But you roll that changeup in on a guy, and you will see him try to really leak, bail to get to what he thinks is a fastball, and it's just not there. Backdoor cutters. You know, when you set those pitches up.
Yep.
When you have it set up, you know if I execute it, I'm going to get a strikeout, and the guy more than likely is not going to be swinging the bat either. Lock him right up.
2-0. Yeah, those baseball cartoons come to mind when you see a guy swinging at a changeup about 5 times, twisting himself in all kinds of shapes.
That was the episode, right? The Gas House Gorillas. That's where the Bugs Bunny changeup.
Yeah,
that's where it got its name.
Yeah.
It was a straight change, not a lot of sink or fade to it.
Yeah.
But boy, it just never got there. And you were liable to take 3 hacks at it. It's pretty. That's efficiency.
Yes,
striking guys out on one pitch. It's pretty good.
You could figure that. I mean, you know, they think starting Stanek as the pre-leaf pitcher today.
Yeah.
If they think that's innovative, strike a guy out on one pitch. There's ball 4 to Smith.
Woody Williams got me on one pitch. I think we talked about that on
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Next day, one pitch and there's a punch out. I got laughed off the field by the entire infield and Wally Bell behind the plate. I guess I don't blame him.
Well, you know, when you're a guest hitter.
Yeah, I thought I had I thought it was a solid plan. I really did.
Yep.
Turns out that I was a fool.
Over to first. Look out. Malik Smith back in there. Daniel Robertson 3 for 3 on the day. Up with Smith at first and 2 outs. Rays have had men on base in every inning except the 5th. They scored early, got 2 runs on 3 hits in the first, 3 runs on 4 hits in the second inning. Now lead 5-1 in the 7th. Strike 1 to Robertson. Ground ball, shortstop. Underhanded toss, Machado to Scope. Rays are out in the 7th. We go to the 8th, 5-1. A lot of action early in this one. The Rays have a 5-1 lead. We go to the 8th. The lefty Anthony Banda out there delivers a pitch low to the Baltimore catcher Andrew Susac. Susac struck out swinging on a fastball in the 2nd. Grounded out to shortstop his last time up. 2-0 the count. This is the 6th start behind the plate for Susac, and he's quickly ahead in the count, 3-0. Chaz Rowe is up in the bullpen down the right field line. 6 strikeouts for Banda. And he finds the zone there, 3-1. Bonda's given up 2 hits, a leadoff triple to Valencia in the 5th. He stranded him at 3rd. There's a strike, and Machado opened the 7th inning with a double. And Bonda got the next 2 men and then went to 2-2 on Davis, who singled home the run. So he was a strike away from getting out of that one.
Oh.
Strike 3 called. Comes back and gets Susak looking at a fastball. Strikeout number 7.
I'll bet you that Susak never thought that that's how that at bat was going to end. You're up 3-0 and you take 3 straight fastballs. Never get the bat off your shoulder and then take a walk back to the dugout. Clearly a strike.
One gone. Nice job of coming back there by Bonda. Craig Gentry is the hitter. And the fastball misses to him. 1-0. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball, shortstop. Robertson up and out. Strikeout and a ground out. 2 up, 2 down. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. Sergio Romo will be out there to begin the game. We'll hear from him. And it's a Kids Sunday demo day. Mancini chops it to 3rd, reaching down Duffy. Nice recovery and a scoop at first by Miller. The last moment there, Duffy had to reach the other way. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Rays. Dealer Toyota. Let's go places. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. And by your local Honda dealer. First pitch here in the bottom of the 8th is wide to Carlos Gomez. Gomez walked in the 6th inning. Officially 0 for 2. Back off the disabled list. Facing Miguel Castro. He checks on that slider that winds up wide. 2-0. Fouled into the screen. 2-1. Snyder on deck. He's been on 3 times. Now 3-1 to Gomez. And ball 4. So second walk as Gomez heads to first. Now Rob Snyder. Snyder singled in a run in the second and scored. Singled again in the fourth. Walked in the sixth. A strike. And at the knees, nothing in 2. Trying to even the season series with Baltimore. They've won 3 and lost 4. Chopped to short. Machado goes to Scope. Over to first. Safe there. Rev Snyder hustling down the line. It was a close play at first.
Now, try to turn it. Scope tries to get a little bit extra on this throw. Boy, that is very close. Let's take a look. Dwayne fronted to the bag. I think they're going to look at it, Buck.
Yep. They're going to take a look at that attempted double play. And we'll see if there's enough to overturn it. The original call safe. And Buck Showalter challenging this call. But Rev Snyder did everything he could getting out of the box and down the line. And got the safe call, but it was a very close play down there. Is that enough?
Well,
overturn it?
Boy, I would say yes, but you don't. Yes, I would say yes, but I don't. If they come back and they say stands, I would not be at all surprised. But it looked like that foot. You know, the problem is you've got the foot of Mancini over there blocking out, you know, part of the foot of Rev Snyder. It certainly looks like it's hovering just above the bag, but is that enough? It'd be enough for me, but I'm not an umpire, and I'm not in New York. I do like pizza.
Well, they're going to overturn it. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. Baltimore challenges it, and it is overturned. So Rev Snyder grounds into 2, and the bases are empty. With Brad Miller about to step in. Here's one more look.
Ball into the glove, and it certainly looked like that foot just hovering. You know, and that's where you can maybe piece it together too. Footage from the other angle, and create a little bit more complete picture.
Brad Miller fouls it. Brad 0 for 3 with a walk in the leadoff spot, facing Miguel Castro. A double last night leading off. Now down in the count, 0-2. And a little chopper. Castro has it bounce away from him. That'll be an error charge to the Baltimore right-hander. Miller reaches on the error.
I'm just going to leave this one alone.
You could just see it coming.
I love the fact that he tried to charge it. Right here, I'm going to go get this thing. Now I'm going to play it off to the side. And that's where it went. Went horribly wrong.
So that's the first error of the game. C.J. Cron.
I think the funniest misplay that I've ever seen in a major league game was when Matt Garza was with the Cubs, and he was one out away from a shutout, and he got a tapper back to the mound, and he turned and he threw it straight over the dugout, about 7 rows deep. It wasn't even near first.
Yeah, there was a guy back there been heckling him all day, and he used the great control to take care of business.
That was
I know, it really was funny. The video of that was hilarious.
You can't believe the ball was thrown where it was.
Yeah.
It was literally, he threw it over the dugout, halfway between home plate and first base.
Cron lifts this one to the right side, shallow right. Rickard there to catch it. We're headed into the 9th inning. It's 5-1 Tampa Bay. Good for Anthony Bonda down the middle. He took over with 2 outs in the 2nd, pitched through the 8th, and was very impressive.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, another one of those days that could not have worked out any better so far for the Rays. Stanton gets him off to a really good start, and then you bring in Anthony Bonda, and he sails through 6 1/3, giving up just the 1 run, punching out 7.
You can see the last 2 nights. Yarbrough 7 innings last night. Boy, he was very good. And Bonda, the lefty, very good today.
1 combined walk, 15 punch-outs.
And here we go into the 9th. Chaz Rowe out there to face Adam Jones. He pitches down. Jones, Machado, and Scope due up. This one up and in, almost got Jones. And he's saying that he was hit by that pitch. Mike DeMuro thinks otherwise.
Let's take a look. Ball running way up and in. I mean, a graze, perhaps. I don't know if you even look at that. You're never going to see anything from here. But
well, they're going to take a look. Well, the Orioles are going to take a shot at this. See if there's enough there, and that might be the challenge here.
yeah, well, maybe, you know what? Let's take a look from the RoboCam up in the roof. See if we can see anything from there. This is going to be your best look, and I don't think, Dwayne, that you're going to have enough there. You know, to say definitively that it hit him, no chance. I don't think, right?
Yeah, not if they stay to the standard that they've employed all along. You know, it's essentially clear and convincing.
Yeah, not convinced there. And neither are they.
No, Mark Wegner, the crew chief, heads by Jones and up the first base side, and now Jones has a little something to say as Wegner headed up the first base side.
I know what you think that he said, but what he actually said was, "I'll show you the bruise tomorrow." That's what I saw.
And Wegner in a good humor about the whole thing.
He was talking to him about the Belmont.
There you go. Well, it's got to be clear and convincing, so it's ball one. The pitch fouled back. Fastball, 1-1. Jones has struck out, grounded out. Last time hit a fly ball to right. And he is 2 for 2 in his career against Chaz Rowe. Fouls it. 1-2. Machado due next. Fouled back by a big cut at the fastball. One ball, 2 strikes. Up and out over the plate and fouled right back over Ramos. Swing and a miss on the slider. Adam Jones strikes out on the slider. That's the first out of the ninth.
How about the left-hand turn on this pitch? No real depth to it, but boy, does it take off the plate, and then thanking Mark Wegner.
One gone. Now Manny Machado. Machado sends a fly ball to center. And Smith is there to make the catch. And 2 gone in the ninth. Rays Live, the post game presented by W.B. Mason coming up. Rich and Orestes will anchor the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, and we'll look for the minor league updates from around the Rays farm system. Jonathan Schoop. Bonda would be the pitcher of record. Pitch up and in to Schoop. Another out, and Bonda would get his first win as a Ray. He was 2-3 last year with Arizona. The chopper to third. Duffy's got it. Throw to first, and the Rays win this one. A 1-2-3 ninth inning by Chaz Rowe. And the Rays win this game 5-1. They scored 2 in the first and 3 in the second. They make that stand up. Stanek an inning and a third. Bonda down the middle for 6 and a third en route to the victory. And the final inning for Chaz Rowe. With 2 hours and 28 minutes to play it. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners 5-1. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.